Hey everybody, my name is Bobby. Welcome to Mile High Church. Thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us, especially if you're new. Our vision, Oneness Revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. Our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. Before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. Join us for The Art of Choosing with Josh Reeves, an online workshop where you will learn the art of mindful decision-making, empowering you to navigate life's choices with clarity and confidence. And this fall, we are excited to welcome Dacher Keltner to talk about his latest book, Awe, the new science of everyday wonder and how it can transform your life. And be sure to take advantage of early bird pricing.
Do you ever wonder what motivates you to do and say and behave the way you behave? Well, there's lots of ways to discover that, and I have been studying the Enneagram. It's a 9-point system where you can learn more about what motivates you to be you and do what you do. We're teaching a workshop Friday, June 7th, Saturday, June 8th. Friday evening is an introductory workshop, and Saturday is a deep dive. You can be with us for either or both of them. We'd love to have you there. And oh, by the way, my expert, wonderful mother, Linda Frazee, is going to be joining me in facilitating. Come and learn more about who you are. And by the way, you share this life with other people. You can learn a lot about them too.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or check us out online at milehighchurch.org.
Well, welcome everybody, and glad you joined us here on Memorial Day. We're glad you're here. We're going to sing a song together that I think everybody knows, so we're counting on you. You guys could handle the low parts over here. It'd be great. How's everybody feeling? You pumped? It's great to be here.
Love is but a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. No, the bird is on the wing, and you need not know why. Smile on your brother, everybody get together, try and love one another right now.
If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try and love one another right now. If you hear the song we sing, you must understand. You hold the key to love and fear in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother, everybody get together, try and love one another right now. I said, come on, people now, smile on your brother, everybody get together, try and love one
Now I know why. Welcome to Mile High Church, where we believe that there is a mystical cord that runs through all faiths. We believe in the inherent divinity in each and every individual and their right to happiness, to freedom, to dignity, and to wonder. And we believe wholeheartedly in the creativity of mind, the ability that each and every one of us have to co-create a great life with a deep indwelling spirit. Sound good to you? Yes. We do have a vision and mission we love to recite each week. It's coming up on the screens. If you want to say it along with me, it goes like this. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. The great Kurt Vonnegut used to give the advice, maybe good for all of us sometime this Memorial Day weekend when you're enjoying a good meal with a friend, a moment in solitude, or hearing a good song, just say to yourself, just pause and say to yourself, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. That's how I feel being with each and every one of you this morning, so I'm going to invite you to say with me, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. Isn't it great to have Barry Ebert here with us this morning? I'm going to invite him to the speaker's thrust, as we call it here, to light our memorial candle in honor of Memorial Day, all of those veterans of the United States who gave their life for freedom. An incredible veteran and member of Mile High Church, Paul Moran, who's a good friend of Barry's, also passed away this week, and I'm going to invite him to share a word about him as we light this candle in honor of his memory as well.
So yeah, Paul was a veteran and also a veteran of many pancake breakfasts. He started doing the pancake breakfast here. He was the first recipient of the Golden Flipper Award, as a matter of fact. But he used to come to our Rainbow Day camps at the end of every one and cook for like 200 or 300 people, and did that for years and years. And he was such a great guy with kids and teaching kids how to work, and he had such a great heart. So want to light the candle in honor of Paul Moran as well. There you go, brother.
Remembering anyone who comes to our heart today, we hold them in the sanctuary of this Mile High consciousness as we move into this time of shared spiritual practice, of song, of silence, and of prayer.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
What a joy it is just to be in that stillness and silence for a moment this morning, knowing that as we take a moment to come together as a community, to join together in prayer, that we know, we feel, we sense, and we hear the voice of God. And it's in that stillness that we remember the truth of who we are. That there is a divine presence that expresses so uniquely and beautifully as each and every one of us. And as we gaze at this beautiful morning, the green of nature, the glorious sunshine, we see the hand of God everywhere. In the beautiful Rocky Mountains, in this absolutely lovely day, we feel and sense the presence of God. And as we bring that inward, we just open up our hearts to all those divine qualities of love and compassion and kindness, and most of all, peace. Peace for our world today, peace for anyone suffering, anyone experiencing hardship, anyone moving through any kind of disaster or violence. We open up our hearts to that feeling of peace, to that feeling of love, knowing how powerfully it can start with us. So this morning, I'm so grateful for this community, this very heart-centered community of Mile High Church. Knowing that as we come together this morning to open up our hearts to the divine, so do people all over our planet in so many different ways, and we just honor all those many paths to the divine, knowing and believing that there is a powerful, powerful force for good, and we are it. And so grateful this morning for all of those who have given their lives for our freedom as we celebrate this Memorial Day weekend. And also in our own hearts, remembering those loved ones that have gone on to the next beyond. We just open up our hearts, enlarge our perspectives, and just move into this service with a feeling of joy. And so I just release these truths and this prayer into that beautiful alchemy of love and law, absolutely knowing that all is well, because all is God, and so it is.
Daylight again, following me to bed. I think about 100 years ago, how my fathers bled. I think I see the valley covered with bones and blue. All the great soldiers that cannot get older been asking after you. Pastor calling from Armageddon's side, when everyone's talking and no one is listening. How can we decide?
Find the cost of freedom buried in the ground. Mother Earth will swallow you. Lay your body down. Find the cost of freedom buried in the ground. Mother Earth will swallow you. Lay your body down.
Thank you so much, Barry and Tom. And may we all behold in our hearts peace for all humanity. So I'm honored to share these words of inspiration from St. Francis of Assisi. When you're proclaiming peace with your lips, be careful to have it even more fully in your heart. And from Terry Hershey, to be human is about regaining what has been lost in the shuffle when life has been regulated, to keeping score and making waves. To be human is about cultivating the good life. To be human is about gardening the soul. And from Howard Thurman, he shares, to love is to make of one's heart a swinging door.
I just want to say thank you to this amazing band and to Barry. Some good music. All right, here we go. Love will set us free. Hey, yeah, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I say, oh, you rock my soul. I say, oh, you rock my soul. The blessings of the past, oh, it's time to requalify. Let's not forget, but learn to forgive. God knows we've got to try. It's my responsibility to heal the wounds in me. Compassion, faith, and hope, and love, and truth will set us free. Hey, yeah, Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I say, oh, you rock my soul. Oh, yeah. I say, oh, you rock my soul. Here we go. my soul.
Tom Litch, everybody. Bijou Barbosa, Mike Marlier, Stu McCaskey, our incredible band leader, Rob Lowe. Let's hear it one more time for Barry Ebert as well. Barry Ebert singing Surely the Presence. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. Good morning, everybody. How many of you this morning are feeling awesome? Woo! Let's hear it from you. How many of you are feeling kind of, sort of okay? Okay, you're here too. It's amazing the short distance between awesome and meh. How many of you are not feeling quite enough this morning? Perhaps a little unworthy or self-rejecting. How many of you are hurting in a place of sadness or disconnection from your spirit or what matters most to you? What I want you to know this morning is that you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. Feeling good doesn't just mean feeling positive. It means feeling your feelings well. Balance isn't so much to me grace under pressure. It's the ability to accept myself as I am. The great Carl Rogers said, when I accept myself as I am, then I can change. The curious paradox. When we can accept ourselves as we are, we come back into the present moment. We allow Spirit into our heart again. We stop fighting how we feel, and we allow ourselves to feel it. And there is at that very moment a spiritual vortex that opens, a divine possibility where we're reconnected with the greatest tool that God could have given any one of us, the power to make a new choice, the power to choose. Choice, when you really think about it, is a dangerous thing. There's a fragility to choice. I could make a choice right now to say something that would cost me my job. You could make a choice to ruin a relationship, to hurt yourself or someone you love. Choice is a very fragile thing. But for the danger of choice, there's also the great power of choice. That right here in this very moment, you could make a choice that could change your life forever. That power of choice is so incredibly creative that a choice you make today can set your life into such a motion that it can manifest and co-create just what your heart is seeking to embody and experience. That's how powerful choice is. It may be a choice that you need to make today, to choose love over fear, to choose your sobriety, to choose loving yourself over rejecting yourself. It may be a choice you need to make today and every day again. But the power of that one choice and the ability in each of us to choose our way is God's greatest gift. The message today is the affirmative no. No as affirmation. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the clarity of yes. The clarity of yes. There's two ways that we can live our life. One way is living a life where we are learning what we want. The other way is living your life getting what you want. I prefer the latter. Living life to learn what you want is about trial and error. It's about yum and yuck. And we all need it sometimes. But I much prefer living a life where I know what I want and I choose what I want. Any Larry David fans here? Creator of my favorite comedy show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and co-creator of the show Seinfeld. He, in his early career, was a writer for Saturday Night Live, and he would write all of these sketches, and none of them would get put on the show. So he was already frustrated, and then one week, one of his sketches was chosen. It went through all the way through the Saturday rehearsal, and it was cut just before things went to air. Larry was infuriated, and he decided to give his boss a piece of his mind. "I quit," he said. "This is all a bunch of you-know-what," and he stormed off the set. When he woke up Sunday morning, he remembered how much money he was making. And so he did what any courageous person would do, is he showed up to work Monday morning not saying a word. Clarity of yes. Clarity of yes. The clearer your yes, the clearer your consciousness. The clearer your yes, the clearer your purpose. The clearer your yes, the clearer your choices. I invite you to consider this morning, I'm asking you to remind yourself of what your big yeses are. What are your total yeses? Those things, when you think about them or put your heart in them, immediately resonate and affirm themselves in you. Do you know what they are for you? Love and abundance, quality time with family, creative time and solitude. Pay attention to what those total yeses are for you. If you want to do something more pragmatic so we don't fool ourselves with superficial spirituality, ask yourself, looking back on this last week, what did you spend your time saying yes to the most? What did you spend your time most saying yes to? I said yes to some good things. I said yes to Mile High Church. I like being here. It's different here, and I like it here. I said yes to quality time with my family. I love that. I said yes to writing and self-care. I did that. But I also said yes to some things I'm not all that proud of. I said yes a lot to arguing with people in my mind on the roundabout. Anyone ever do that? Very productive. I said yes to honking my horn a few more times than I should. It's all well and good until you realize it's a mile higher. Like, sorry, Mary Kay. Hey, Reverend Josh. I said yes to not working from home, but working from bed. Anyone ever do that? Here's our agenda, sweetheart. Come on in. Procrastinating, thinking about work instead of thinking about rest. If you notice that you're saying yes to things that you really don't want, it's a sign to clarify your yes. The clearer your yes, the clearer your consciousness, the clearer your choices. Ernest Holmes and Willis Kinnear wrote a great book called A New Design for Living, and all the quotes I'm sharing are from it today. They share, "No one can tell you what your new design for living should be, nor should anyone attempt to. This is for you to plan. You are your own architect, but some of the plans you have drawn in the past may have resulted in some structures of experience which have not been altogether good." It's a nice way of putting it, gentle. "You are not going to be supplied with a new set of blueprints. Rather, you are going to find out how to be a better architect. Your life does not exist for you to endure. Your life does not exist for you to endure. Your life exists for you to create, to invent, to live in the fullness of your being. And the clarity of your yes will help get you there." I'm going to go a little workshop-y here. I'm going to invite you to consider 3 total yeses you want to say yes to this upcoming week. What are 3 yeses? I'm going to invite you to think about it while I share mine. 3 things you want to say yes to. It could be, love and peace. It could be something as simple as I'm going to watch Game of Thrones. What are your 3 big yeses this week? I want to say yes to more rest. That's my new affirmation, that I am making friends with rest. I want to be so excited to go to bed at night. I want to feel like that blanket is a sanctuary, and I want to sleep like a Disney character, you know. I want to feel that good about resting at night. I want to say yes to receiving love. Some of you may relate to this. I know I'm loved. But when it comes to receiving it, there's part of my self-image that remains kind of damaged and wounded. So even though you're giving me a hug or saying a compliment, I got this kind of spiritual gag reflex that can't help but reject it, but say no to it. So I want to do that hard work of being more receptive to receiving love in my heart and to feeling it in my life. Lastly, I want to say yes to creative work. Creative work, perhaps more than any other activity, helps me feel the presence of God. Whether I'm writing this talk that I'm delivering to you now, or working on a book, or writing about an experience with a family member, I get to experience this part of me that's smarter than I am, and I get to feel good about myself for a couple minutes and express. I love that creative work. I invite you to take a moment. You can even turn to someone next to you, behind you, in front of you, and let them know one thing that you're saying yes to this week. Just one thing. Great. You don't have to tell them your life story. Just tell them the thing you're saying yes to. I kid. And I'd love to hear from a couple of you. Anyone want to share that one thing that you're saying yes to this week? I know I asked you 3, but you only get to share one. Did you have? Yeah.
I commit to saying yes to more creative space in my life.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you for that. Yes. Hi.
Say yes to peace and acceptance of my sweetheart and making our lives better.
I love it. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. I'll just repeat it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes to meditation.
Yes to meditation. All right. Ray.
Not only to holding my mind open to the thoughts with God, but listening.
Listening. To truly listen, Sakeej Henderson said, is to risk being transformed forever. Good luck. Yes, sir.
Say yes to spend more time with my mom who's in from Ireland.
Beautiful. Wonderful, Ira. Welcome. All right, one more aisle. I'm not quite Bob Barker.
To say yes to finishing the video of my game for Hasbro.
Wonderful. Good specificity. Anybody else I'm walking through? Short pause. So we've identified a total yes. What are your big yeses? And I want to tell you right now, I mean this in the nicest way, it's not enough. It's not enough just to choose the big thing that you want to have happen in your life. It's a start, but it's not enough. What we need to do then is to identify all of those little yeses, all of those little choices that can help nurture the big yes to happen. Those big dreams and goals that we have are all supported by 1 million or more little choices. It sounds like they're going to take forever, but you actually make hundreds of yeses a day. And the clarity of yes is about aligning our little yeses with the big yes that we want to create. So I invite you to think for a moment about what little yeses you can make to make your big yes happen. When it comes to rest, I want to say yes to getting into bed before 11 at night. I want to say yes to practicing more rest on the weekends in the middle of the day. I want to say yes to saying affirmations and prayers going to bed and not just worried about the workflow. When it comes to saying yes to receiving love, I say a daily affirmation in the morning. I'm focused on my spiritual growth. It goes like this: I am deeply loving and profoundly loved. I am deeply loving and profoundly loved. At the end of the day, I'll take my journal out and I'm going to ask myself, how did I receive love today? How did I receive love today? When it comes to creative work, I'm going to say yes to 2 hours on Monday morning and 2 hours on Friday morning and all those little spaces I can get in between. What are all those little yeses you can make to support your big yes in taking place? One other thing about the clarity of yes is realize that those big yeses you are seeking to create this week, even if they don't happen, even if you don't meet the man of your dreams, or even if your marriage still feels like it's a wreck, or even if you're still rejecting of that love that's coming towards you, those little choices you may look back that you made this upcoming week could have been the thing that shifted and motivated that greater good to come about at a future time. Those little choices are as important and as precious as the big ones. Again, from Holmes and Kinnear, to realize that an infinite artist, the divine creator, the cosmic reality is back of and in and through all of our acts, is to realize the truth which enables us to enter with joy and enthusiasm into the day in which we live. Your life is not meant for you to endure, but to invent and to create with an infinite spirit. As important as balance is, accepting yourself as you are to beginning the creative process, as important as the clarity of yes is, to articulating what it is that you want and choosing it with all your choices throughout the day, there is something else that I'm calling today the affirmative no. No as affirmation. And if you hear anything out of this message, hopefully you get a couple things, but the one I really want you to hear is this. Don't use your no to negate, but to create. Don't use your no to negate, but to create. In this game of life, our goals are the goal, and our yeses are like our offense. All of those little choices and big choices we make, they create this momentum, and there's all these aspects of spirit and life moving us creatively to achieve our goals. When our no is used to negate, it's like playing against ourselves. Our no's get in the way of our yeses and set us back. But when you use your no's affirmatively, they come to protect your yeses. Your yeses are your offense. Your no's are your defense. And as any great sports teacher will tell us, defense wins what? Championships. When your no works against your yeses, you negate. But when your no's support your yeses, you create. If you're ever wanting to leave something behind, use the affirmative no and not the negating no. Don't break up with your boyfriend because he doesn't cut his toenails. Break up with your boyfriend because you are committed. Your yes is so big to having a worthwhile relationship where each of you is committed to your personal growth. Break up easy. Don't quit your job because it is a toxic working environment. Quit your job because you're saying yes to an environment that utilizes your skills, that honors your dignity, and that supports you the way that you want to be supported. That's the power that the affirmative no can bring to us. Going back to our list of things that we want to say yes to and the little yeses we want to utilize to achieve that, we can now consider what are the no's that I need to say? What are the affirmative no's I need to utilize to help build that momentum so I can achieve my goal? Think about what it might be for you. When it comes to getting more rest, I need to say no to that which keeps me up. I need to say no to coffee after 1 p.m. I need to say no to my phone by 10 p.m. I need to say no to working from bed, even if that means I say yes to giving myself 5 minutes in the morning to worry about anything that I might be forgetting. When it comes to receiving love, I need to say no to self-rejection. I need to say no to that part of myself that forgets my wholeness. It's okay. I stop and say, oh, I forgot my wholeness for a minute. Now I remember. Now I remember. I would encourage this for all of us as well, is that we need to say no to any criticism about who we are. There are all sorts of people in life that have the right, or we allow the right, to criticize what we do. That's totally fine, even if annoying. But never accept criticism about who you are, because they don't know who you are. If someone doesn't know who you are and wants to make a claim about it, they're lost in themselves. Don't ever let anyone insinuate that you're not enough, that you're not whole, that you don't shine, because you are enough. You are whole. You do shine. And remembering that allows us to restore that sense of wholeness so that we can be open to the love and not waste any time on anybody else's story about who we are, when it's really a story about where they are in their story about themselves. And when it comes to creative work, I need to say no to people-pleasing, answering the phone during that creative time, worried that someone may need me on an email. I love something Greg McCown said. He wrote a great book called Essentialism. He said, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. Our yeses are our offense. Our no's are our defense. One more example of how to use the affirmative no in your life. It's okay to tell God what your boundaries are. It's okay to tell the universe what your boundaries are. I know it sounds strange. You can't say no to God. We shouldn't waste our time telling God what we don't want. We might create that. However, as we know, any high-functioning relationship in our life has boundaries, guidelines of mutual respect, areas we're willing to go and areas we're not willing to go. And we get to have those with the divine spirit as well. I was talking with a good friend who's nearing graduating ministerial school. We're going to have a great graduation here next week, Sunday evening, by the way, for our wonderful graduates. And this individual had recently said no to a church that wanted to hire them. And it felt a little incongruent for her because I said yes to ministry. Doesn't that mean I say yes to God and yes to wherever God puts me? And the very clear answer to that is no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And we agreed that she would write a letter telling God what her boundaries were. I want to serve as a minister, but Colorado or West. I want this amount as starting pay. I want to make sure that I have space for creative time to continue to nurture my self-growth in being. Can you feel the power of that? That clarity of knowing what your boundaries are. And life might push them. The universe may test you a little bit, but that's okay, because we're called to grow. And knowing what you want is also knowing the guidelines in which you want to live your life that continue to give you peace of mind, that continue to give you creative time, and that allow you to meet your own needs so that you can help meet the needs of all of those around you. Balance. Accept yourself as you are, and you open up the vortex of the greatest spiritual creativity there is, even when you're feeling like you know what. The clarity of your yes, your clarity about who you are and what you want, and your commitment to yourself to realize that the only thing between you and your higher good are the choices that are going to get you there. And lastly, that affirmative no that allows you to fully align your yeses and your nos towards co-creating that life that you want to live with Spirit. A recipe for living a great life. And as we move into an affirmative prayer today, and I invite any of our wonderful spiritual practitioner prayer partners to stand and join me, some final words from Holmes and Kinnear. We should develop the practice of communing daily with the Spirit that resides within us. And such communion should be based on a deep inward sense of belonging to life, of being a part of it, of trusting it, and having confidence in it, and of knowing that as we do, so the future is certain in such degree as we make the present a time of joy, of happiness, of peace, and of goodwill toward others. And being held in the sanctuary of prayer by our incredible practitioners, for those in the room today, I invite you to give yourself the gift of an affirmative prayer with them after service. They'll be right here in front of the stage. Tell them what you're saying yes to. Tell them the courageous thing you're willing to start saying no to. And receive a prayer that affirms the truth of who you are. And yet I as well affirm for each and every one of us who chooses to join in the consciousness of prayer, a divine yes, a renewal, or for some of us, a reinvention of that divine presence in each of us that says, yay, yes to life, yes to choice, yes to saying no to that which no longer serves my being or my becoming. Receiving and identifying that divine yes, we apply it to all of the areas of our lives with conscious choosing, receiving that the byproduct of this is greater healing, greater understanding, greater connection, and more love. If this isn't nice, I don't know what is. To be aware of that divine spirit, we let it embrace our hearts, anchor us, while at the same time moving us forward with divine good and divine grace. And so it is.
Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. Mother, Father, God, there's a healing going on. I say, oh, you rock my soul. I say, oh, you rock my soul.
Tom Litch has some soul today. Thank you so much. Beautiful, Tom. Aren't we grateful for Tom Litch, our amazing music director? Our music today was planned with different artists and things that didn't quite work out, but look what he did. Look what he put together. Let's bring in Barry and co-create just an awesome musical experience for us. Thank you. We're moving into our time of offering, but I'm going to introduce a brand new part of the service that I call the Minister's Addendum. It's really great. I get to correct things that I said in my talk. I get to add additional things to it. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to do it today because I want to invite you, especially our folks watching online. I'm doing a workshop at 11:45 a.m. on Zoom. It's just a love donation. You give whatever you want. It's called The Art of Choosing. And so in the talk today, we talked about yes and we talked about no. There's two other important choices we can make when making a decision. One is terrible and awful, and one is really powerful. And so if you want to join me, we'll discuss those and the art of choosing together. With that, so grateful that you're all here, so grateful for everything you do to financially support Mile High Church. We are a thriving church. We are a healthy church. We are a connected church because of your spiritual and financial support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I invite you to take your gift, physically or metaphorically, and we're all going to bless it together by saying our affirmation that goes like this. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is.
Best friend, I know it's true. When I get down, I count on you. You're an old Zen master, you're a baby child. A little bit broken and a little bit wild, but you're okay when you spend your day alone. But you're always glad to see me coming home. shines through when the road gets dark, and you don't hold grudges from yesterday, 'cause you know forgiveness is the only way, and you're okay when you spend your day alone, but you're always glad to see me coming home. No plans today but to walk out in the sunshine. It don't matter where the road might go, I know we're going to be just fine. And I'm so glad that we found each other. We're different species from the one great mother. We share a language as old as time. You calm me down and you ease my mind, and you're okay when you spend your day alone. Even have to call anybody on the telephone, and you're always glad to see me coming home. When you see me coming home, when you see me coming home. How about the Mile High All-Stars right here? Yeah.
You're the best band in the whole wide world. And thank you, Barry, for the dog song. We appreciate our animal ministry. Aren't our animals part of our family? So we thought, yeah, let's invite our animals into membership. And the benefits, you can read about it out at the table at the community center. So I'll be out there to answer questions and give thanks for our practitioners. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Patty, for helping to create and maintain a real powerful pet ministry here. You and your team, they're all members of our family. It's a good reminder, if your pet or you have yet to fill out your application to join the Board of Trustees, you better get on it as well. Yeah. Jackie, you are starting a class soon on the essential writings of our founder.
If you have never taken Essential Ernest Holmes, I encourage you to, because you know Science of Mind is the best spiritual teaching in the world. And this class allows you to be introduced to writings of Ernest that are kind of compiled, as you say, including this thing called You, which is one of the favorites of everyone, the Creative Mind and Success, as well as the Science of Mind textbook. And what it'll do is it'll help you see that you are an essential part of this teaching, and he'll help you with that.
Wonderful.
Mondays, in person, I'm sorry, but it is in person on Monday starting January the 3rd.
And it's with Reverend Jackie, which I'm excited about too. So we stand tallest who stand corrected, Reverend Jackie.
You know, I have this month thing. I'm like 6 months off all the time. June. Don't wait until January. I don't think it's awful.
Thank you, Reverend Jackie. You can learn about that and more at our event center. We still have the early bird pricing for Dacker Keltner, who wrote this incredible book called Awe. You can get your tickets there today, or you can get them online. With that, invite you to stand here in the room, or you're at home, to repeat after me as we say a benediction before we move into our peace song. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind, my body, and all that I do. I give thanks for it, and I accept it, just the way that it is, and just the way that it is not. Thank you, life.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. with God as our power. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.